All right, so this is Airbnb cooking. We're in Maine on the coast, and you can actually see the ocean. We're on this tiny island called Deer Island. So this is a great kitchen because I can see the ocean from the kitchen area. And when you come into an Airbnb, the first thing you need to scope out is the kitchen and see what they have. We have some nice aprons here for cooking, so that will be convenient if we're splashing grease on the stove. And then different Airbnbs have different stuff, but you can tell these folks have lived here a long time and they left everything because we got nice supplies to choose from. We have some extra virgin, bright and peppery olive oil, which is great. And look at this knives, the beautiful, oh, and they even have a KitchenAid mixer here for us. Look at these knives, all different mismatched knives, but we'll find blades in there that we can use. And then the other thing you want to do is check out the spice rack because every Airbnb has a different combination of things. This is very well equipped. As you can see, we have salt and pepper and other ingredients here, as well as a variety of teas. So these people obviously lived here for a long time, and they must have just left, and they figured they would do us a favor and leave everything in here. So that is great, very convenient. Oh, the liquor cabinet, very generous as well. You never know with an Airbnb what kind of leftover liquor they'll have, other pantry supply items there. Another interesting thing about this Airbnb is that everything has these child protection knobs. So they obviously must have had little kids. They don't want their little kids getting into the cupboards. All right, so today we're on vacation, so we're gonna cook something simple. We're gonna do a couple different tapas. I'm gonna make some meatballs in a red sauce and some Italian sausages that I got from a local grocery that has seafood and smoked meat. So we'll show you how to do that here in a minute. All right, here we go. So we're gonna use some of this olive oil that I found. I'm gonna dump some in. It's gonna be about maybe half a cup. I'm making the sauce first because that needs to cook a little bit longer than the meatballs. And I'm gonna make this as tapas style. So I don't need to have a ton of sauce. I'm just gonna serve the meatballs by themselves. This is one whole onion. And let's find some cooking utensils here. They have a great assortment. Obviously, whoever lived here cooked a lot, so that's great for us. We'll saute these for a couple minutes and then throw in the garlic. All right, now I'm gonna throw in the garlic. I'm gonna save some of this for the meatballs. So just do like half of that. It's about 5 or 6 cloves. Stir that in. Don't wanna overcook the garlic because you don't want it to brown. We wanna really sweat these onions. We don't wanna brown them, but we want them to become slightly translucent. And then we're gonna throw in our tomatoes, and we have whole peeled plum tomatoes. Ideally, you would use San Marzano plum tomatoes, but I could not find these at the local grocery store, so we're doing the best we can with what they had, which is the whole point of cooking at an Airbnb is you make do, you be flexible, and you use what they have locally to do the best that you can. Okay, time for these tomatoes to go in. Now, usually an Italian chef would hand crush these before throwing them in, but I'm gonna throw them in and then just use my cooking utensil here to kind of squish them and get them to break open. And then as they cook, they'll get softer and then they'll be able to come apart with a spoon or a spatula. And this is gonna cook for at least 30 minutes. I'm gonna throw in some salt and pepper. You can put in whatever amounts you like to get it to the taste that you prefer. And this will be great for topping the meatballs with. I'm gonna throw in some red pepper that I found. My kids don't mind a little bit of heat on that. And then some black pepper. And then I'll throw in a little salt, maybe a teaspoon or so, maybe a little less. Can add more later if I need to. Okay, for the meatballs, we got eggs. This is ground beef. I have 80% chuck, 80-20 that they had at the local grocery. Panko, which I got at the local grocery. When you make meatballs, obviously fresh breadcrumbs would be the best, but we're using store-bought Panko is better than the regular Italian fine crumble kind because this has bigger grains, and so that's gonna make for fluffier meatballs. Salt, pepper, garlic, and that should be good. We don't have any Parmesan cheese to add in there, but this is gonna be great. So I'm gonna start by putting in the meat. We'll throw in the eggs, 2 eggs here. For about a pound of meat, I usually use about a teaspoon of salt, which I'm gonna estimate here. If meatballs are not salty enough, they don't taste good, so you need to make sure you have enough salt. In terms of breadcrumbs, I'm gonna go for about a cup, maybe a cup and a half of breadcrumbs. It's hard to have too many breadcrumbs. Some more red pepper, give it a little kick. Who doesn't like a spicy meatball? And we'll throw in the rest of our garlic and some pepper. Hard to have too much pepper. And I'm gonna gently fold that together to mix it up. We have our assistant chef here who's cooking with toys that she found at the house. This Airbnb is perfect for young kids because they have all kinds of kid toys. Maya, what are you making?
Something.
Okay. You cook and I'll cook. Here's our meatballs. And we're gonna put this on medium heat. How much oil to use on medium heat? Well, I'm gonna put enough to generously coat the whole bottom of this pan, so. All right, that should be enough. Start the meatballs. These are roughly golf ball sized. I'm not sure if they're all gonna fit in. I might have to do 2 batches. Actually, you know what? I'm on vacation. I wanna get this done with, so I'm gonna do it all together as one. So we'll get them all in there. We'll jiggle them around to coat them and evenly brown them on all sides. Okay, I'm gonna start flipping these. All right, so these are browned and ready. So I'm gonna transfer them to the tomato sauce. As you can see, the tomato sauce is thickened up nicely. So these meatballs are probably not cooked all the way through. They're probably a little pink in the middle, but I'm gonna finish them off in the sauce, and that way they're gonna absorb the tomato sauce, and then they're gonna cook all the way through. Maybe I cook them another 10 minutes or so, and they're gonna be ready to eat. We can eat them right away, or I can cover it and we can eat them later. So let's start transferring them over. Stir that up after I've transferred them over. Okay, so I made another dish, sausage and peppers, and I'll tell you how to make that some other time. But while I'm cooking, my family is playing this new game that they got called Civilization, which you can see here. Hey everybody.
Hi.
This is an extremely complicated game that we all learn how to play. All right, now we're gonna make another one of our family favorite dishes, which is the garlic shrimp tapa. And this dish has it has a ton of garlic, it has an entire bowl of garlic in it and a lot of oil. But what you do is you drain the oil off a little bit at the end, and then you dip bread in it, and you put the shrimp on the bread and eat it like that. The kids love it. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So here we have a pound of shrimp. I would lie and say it was local shrimp, but unfortunately I got it at the grocery and it was frozen, but it's Argentinian shrimp, raw. And there's my garlic, and I have butter and pepper, and we'll put a little bit of salt in there, and we're gonna use, the base of this is gonna be a mix of olive oil and butter. So we're gonna start with some olive oil. More than you'd think. And then we'll put some butter in here, maybe a couple tablespoons of butter. Let that cook together. And then we'll throw our garlic in. Stir that up a little bit. But not a lot. We don't really want it to brown too much. So give that a second, and then we're gonna put our shrimp in, and we're gonna cook them together. Some pepper, a lot of pepper. And then we'll cook this up. You don't wanna overcook it. Shrimp will get tough. It's just about ready. You can see that the shrimp curled up and shrank a little bit. So I'm gonna turn it off because if you do it anymore and they're gonna get tough. Sausage and peppers, Spanish tortilla, shrimp, bread, meatballs, and a little cheese platter.
I need a piece of cheese or two. Not two. Oh, it's good. It's really yummy.
Thanks.
Oh, it has like a little kick to it.
Yeah.
It's like warm.
Yeah.